Hey, Movin, what's up?
Hey Antonio, I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Doing well. It's pretty hot in this side of the world here in Belize. I'm not sure what it's like for you over there in Trinidad.
Well, right now it's definitely hot right now in Trinidad. Just the other day, I was charging my phone, and the heat because the case it black also,
Yeah.
and my phone told me that WhatsApp is going to close in a few seconds because the heat of the phone. That's to tell
Yeah,
you how hot it is. So, like,
man, that's
if
crazy.
your whole house in air condition, I don't know, with your appliances, your laptop, everything, your devices, everything should be at a cool temperature.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, we are blessed to enjoy the tropics, but it has its pros and cons. And days like
so true.
today definitely are
hmm
some of the harder challenge. So yeah, but it's
But
good to be with you today.
same here. But it's better to live in a bright, sunny country than a very cool country. Eh?
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I agree with
because
that.
that I don't think I could see myself living in Canada. Not saying anything bad about Canada, but in terms of the coolness, they are
Yeah,
much cooler than America. So you can just
yeah,
imagine.
yeah.
So
But I
yeah.
don't mind the cold. I used to travel when things were a little bit opened up more,
hmm
the pre-COVID and as well before I got married. I used to every Christmas I would fly up to the US or someplace because I have cold all year round, right? So I want to get. I mean, I have heat all year round, so I wanted to
Yeah.
get a little bit of the cold. So every Christmas I used to fly up to Wisconsin, spend some time with my friend up there just to kind of cool off a little bit, right? So I'm not, I'm not, I can't live in it, but I don't mind visiting it.
I understand because I went Orlando November 2019, and it was cold.
Yeah.
And even Americans who live in across there, they actually say that that year was very cold,
Wow.
and that time because it was supposed to be much colder, like for the new year, all let's say what March, April, so. And I find that was unbelievable, and I told myself, I said, I don't think I could, stay across there for that period, but I go when it's summertime or a different season.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So today let's talk about marketing and branding, why
sure.
it is imperative in today's society because a lot of businesses right now, with the COVID, they do not know how to come out of that
Yeah.
hole that they're in right now.
COVID was a reality. Like a lot of us didn't plan or see COVID coming, but it came, and it definitely had a huge impact on the economy and business
hmm
on a whole. But before I jump into that, Antonio, let me just introduce myself. For those watching who
Okay.
might not know, my name is Mervin Woodrum. I'm from Belize. We are a part of the Caribbean, but we're not an island. A lot of people mistake Belize to be an island, but we're actually connected in with Central America. We have Mexico. We're surrounded by Mexico, Guatemala, and then we have the Caribbean Sea in front of us, right? So we do. We are kind of like in the sandwich in the middle. We have the Caribbean as well as connecting in with other awesome countries around us. But yeah, I'm Mervin Budram. I am a brand consultant. I'm a marketer. I'm a business owner, entrepreneur. I wear several hats. I'm a TV host. I have my own program that I also host weekly here in Belize and online, right? And but my passion, my personal passion, I love to inspire, motivate, and transform lives. And I do that through speaking, through podcasts. I do that through entrepreneurship, innovation. I do that through digital media as well as music, because I also do some music as well on the side, singing and all of that, right?
Okay.
And I'm sharing all of that to say, because it's very much connected into the discussion, marketing and
Yes.
branding.
hmm
And I made a decision years back. This is the type of person I want to be. I wanted to be in the music space, and I had to kind of jump into that space, learn the language, learn the visuals. What does that look like to be an artist? What does it sound like to be an artist? What does it
hmm
feel like to be an artist? And I had to kind of start to create a brand, an identity around that, and then I had to market that and put that out there. And I've had some success in that. I've won yeah. I've won several awards, music awards, both in Belize and internationally. I've traveled throughout, the region doing music, and I've traveled doing music in the US. I've traveled doing music in the Caribbean region. I've been to Taiwan, um, and all under a music brand, and that push that I was doing. And then I also with business through my main primary business, Tax Belize. We're the digital marketing innovation firm here in Belize, and what we do, we help businesses tell their story, reach more people, close more sales. That's like the shell of it. But we do that through brand, we do that through marketing, we do that through understanding their needs and helping them go beyond where they're at, right? And so, um, I'm introducing myself in that sense because what we
Mhm.
talk about are things that I've done for myself. It's things
Yeah,
I've done.
experience.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
personal experience, lessons learned. I've been in business for over 10 plus years. We've had my company task over 10 plus years. And so these are things we've done and I've done through my business, but as well as done personally for my music career,
Yeah,
and also for my entrepreneurship career as well, right? And so I'm very passionate about it. I'm very passionate about marketing and branding. Never, um, so what really is marketing, and I want to start there if I can. There's a lot of definitions for marketing out there.
correct.
There's a lot of interpretation on tactics and different things we can talk about for marketing. But I heard this definition years ago, and I've grown to love this, and I've kind of run with this. But marketing really is everything that you do to grow your business. And to me, and why I love that definition, because sometimes we take marketing and we put it just on social media. What I'm doing on
Hmm.
Facebook, what I'm doing on Instagram, what
Hmm.
I'm doing on Twitter, LinkedIn. But it's more than that. Sometimes I know some company that put a lot of emphasis on television ads and promotion on offline, on television, on billboards. Some company puts a lot of effort in B2B communication and direct sales and phone calls and email marketing. But all of those are tactics that kind of boils down to the core of what we're trying to do. We're trying to grow our business because at the end of the day, if we're not growing, we're dying, right? And if you have a
Correct. Hmm.
company, if it's not growing and bringing forth fruit and serving the owners and directors, but as well as the team and the staff that works in the company, if it's not providing resource and life and atmosphere and environment to grow, then the company ultimately is dying, right? And so
Yeah.
marketing is everything that we do to grow our business, right? And so I just want to start off there as my initial definition of marketing, and then that kind of opens up the conversation to what are some of the tactics we can use
Hmm.
to market our business, right? And so I'm not sure if you have any insight on that before I continue, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to,
Well, to me, marketing is you, marketing is me. What
yeah,
people don't understand is that in marketing, if you are not genuine, if you are not
yeah,
authentic, then after you cannot be a marketer because people buy into you. So in marketing, yes, we have the email management, we have different sorts of automation, but that is not necessarily marketing. Marketing is building relationships because as a marketer, you have to go out there, meet people, interact with people, let people know who you are. And when you do that now, people tend to buy into you. And when they buy into you, you know can be a marketer and you can market for any business because once your presence is there, once your presence is felt, people necessarily, or I should say, genuinely will come at you and it's market before you sell. You
oh
have
yeah,
to market before you sell. I, being a sales professional, I market myself in a genuine aspect by the way how I dress, by the way how I communicate, by the
yeah,
places that I hang out. Because where you hang out, you have to know exactly well. All right, I want to hang out with before my prospects. I want to hang out places that I know that is a well lit environment. You don't want to hang out by a bar or by a club or something like that. You want
yeah.
to hang out where your prospects are, where that your presence can be felt in a effective and efficient manner.
I love that. And what you're really talking about there, and I love what you're saying, and so true, and it's so key. And what you're talking about there is brand. What is your brand?
Hmm.
Because your brand has to do with what you look like. It has to do what you
Correct.
sound like. What
Hmm.
what's the core values? How do you talk? What's the language? So that your communication strategy. How when you communicate, what does it sound like? what are the words you use, the language you use. All of this comes together to talk about that brand and who you are. So, as in essence, when you're talking about building your brand identity, you have to start to see yourself as a brand. You got to be the brand,
Yes.
and everyone
Yeah.
in your organization has to embrace that mindset. They
Mhm.
have to embrace that persona. Like, for instance, as a company, we have a certain standard of excellence that we put in our work. We have a certain standard that, and I'll give you a story.
Yeah.
We had years ago, we had an example, a situation with a client that we were working with, and they had a deadline for a project that they needed to get done. Now they were late getting into the game, and we took on the project knowing they were late, but we assured them that, look, we will get it done by this time, and and we started the project. And so here comes Friday. Some of the key stakeholders within the company had some delays in crossing the T's, dotting the I's, so that the team can move forward, right? So they
Mhm.
came to us like late Friday, like, hey, will we really meet this thing by the Monday? And here's what we did. We said, okay, let us do this. We brought all our computers home because we were leaving the office for the weekend, and the area we were at, you couldn't work there because they like literally lock it up, and so you could have access at the grounds at the time. So we
Yeah.
brought all our computers home to our house, at my personal home, and I told these clients, hey, look, come over. We're going to work at it over through the weekend. And we worked all into the night, all to late.
Whoa.
This was like Friday, Saturday, into Sunday morning to make sure that we meet that deadline. And now here's the interesting thing. So
Mhm.
while we're working late that night, my wife came out. This was like maybe 1:30, 2 in the morning. She woke up. She came and she started making tea, some coffee, different things for us while we work, and just really kind of go the extra mile in that sense. That was about almost 8 years or 7 or 8 years ago. To this day, every time a contract comes in, this company makes sure that we get on the list of companies that knows what's going on, and they work with us. They have been a client with us for over 7+ years. But why I'm
Mhm.
sharing that story, we went the extra mile. We did
Yes.
everything to go the extra mile to build a relationship and to
Mhm.
serve that client, right? And so um that's the brand. That's kind of like the word around town when you talk about task police. They will go the extra mile. They will
Yeah.
serve you. They will give you more than you pay for, right? And that's the persona. That's the brand that we've created, and it is a brand really. And because of that, like majority, I would say 80 to 85% of the business that comes to us is from referrals. We
Mhm.
do we do a good job. We serve our clients. We serve them well, and they tell someone else, hey, if you need that done, go to Casperlease. They will work with you. They will make the process easy. They will remove the stress. Like you don't have. They will take on the stress and alleviate stress for you. But all of that is part of that brand identity. It's part of that culture that
Mhm.
we've built as a company, and that is so key because that is what got us through COVID. That is what got
Yes.
us through 2020 when things were shut down. We had companies and partners that were like, hey, we know things are tight. Here's a project. What can we do? And we got in there and we started to communicate. We started to talk. We started to pull on those relationships. And I love what you said earlier, right? It really is marketing. It's you and me. So getting together and say,
Mhm.
hey, here, how can we help each other make it through this year? I brought some prices down. They brought some more work in, and we
Mhm.
just kind of understood that, hey, as we're gonna take it one project at a time and kind of make it through this year, and we were able to come out of 2020 because of the relationships. And you used the word relationship earlier, because of taking the time to build relationships with our clients. And that to me, that's a huge part of marketing. It's
Yes.
ultimately building relationships. And how do you go about building relationships with your prospective clients?
And I like what you said about value. I would say it's not about necessarily pricing. Some people feel that you must put a certain price to your expertise. It's not that. It's all about you providing value. Let's say someone reached out to me and said, "Hey, what, Antonio, I need for you to do a sales training course for 10 individuals. It's a 1 day crash course. I'm paying you $500, and you know that your worth is 800.
Mm-hmm.
I, right, want to deliver value to these individuals. So I would not study. the difference in money that I'm getting. I will be thankful to go out there and provide value, because out of these individuals that I am basically doing sales trading for, you don't know if maybe one of these individuals could take you on for, let's say, individual trading for a 3 months contract, for a 6 months contract.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to realize that when you do things out, you have to do it from the heart, and people realize that you are doing it from the heart, and people know who are genuine from who are fake. And
Yeah.
once you do things from the heart and be genuine and provide value over pricing, everything will be great for you. I just want to share a simple story. I was working at this company some time back, and I didn't have all the information about the company because the company did not provide the necessary trainings for me. So when I went out on the trade each day, I went to a particular customer, and the customer started to ask me many questions about the products that we sell, the company at the point in time. And I was like, okay, I provide one or two answers, but other answers I did not know to provide to the customer. So I said, give me 1 sec. I made a phone call to the company and got the necessary answer and provided to the customer. And he asked me about three or four other questions, and I did the same thing, told them, give me a sec, made a phone call and provide the answers. And just talking with him, building that rapport in that short space of time, the customer was like, here what? I like your persona,
Yeah.
because other individuals would have been like, I do not know, but I'll get back to you maybe tomorrow or something. He was like, you see, you make sure and get back to me on the spot. And that is something that, you have to be quick on the draw. And he said, that's for that. I will
Yeah.
be purchasing from you every week. And so
Good.
said, so done. And
Good.
that customer became a customer who in the business for a long time. And I left the company, and the customer is still buying from the company. And that is something that, you leave a good note in the sense that it's all about how you react to the customer, how you have to be confident, you have to be willing. You just can't just go out there on the trade and expect that, all right, this person must buy for me, that person must
Yeah.
buy for me. You have to show yourself what you're capable of,
Go the
and
extra
always
mile.
put a smile, go the extra mile, be
Yeah.
confident,
Yeah.
and that is something that many individuals, you might say to yourself that, I do not like what I'm doing, or whatever the case is, but every profession is a noble profession. Everybody have a dream. So let's say you have to start off at the bottom, and the job is not all that good. Once you know that you have a dream to reach a certain pillar, at that point in time, that's a noble profession for you, because you don't have it in your mind where you want to be. So don't think that, all right, this job is not a good job, that I
Yeah.
wouldn't give it my best. Give it your best, because you never know where that could carry you, and you don't have a dream to go at higher heights.
I
So
love it. I love
these are
it.
things that people have to understand, and it's back down to the basics, as you rightfully said. Sometimes we doesn't focus on the basics. We want to go to the advanced level, but it's the basics. Once you master the basics, that will take you to the advanced level.
I love it. I want to rewind back a little bit to something that you said earlier, and you said adding value, and I believe in
Mhm.
adding value at every level. So, from the initial interaction with your clients, you need to be asking yourself, how am I adding value? And I give an example of this. Sometimes some people call our company, hey, do you guys do this? And I'm like, no, we don't, but here's a company that does it. Even once someone, this is so crazy.
Mhm.
Someone, we are not in the carrier system business, and someone called us, and apparently that they had shipped something to a company here in Domapan, where I live, and it was closed for the afternoon, and it was after 5. Establishments are closed at 5 for the most part, and this person called and said, Mr. Budram, I know you don't own this company, and I know you don't work there, but I feel somehow I feel like you can help me. I shipped this item and I really, really need it, and I can't get the company. And I so happen to know the owner of the company, and I had their contact information. So I pick up the phone and said, hey, this person need this, and they were able to secure what they need. And to me, it's that whole point of adding value at every level where you can,
Mhm.
right? And so with that in mind, I wanna kind of give some value, for those who are watching, and they're thinking, okay, you guys are talking about marketing. You're talking about marketing is everything to grow your business. How do I even begin to think about a marketing process for my company. And so I want to give you guys some steps that I typically use when I work with anyone. And the first step is design. You got to design your brand. And we're talking about brand already. So what's your brand? What's your position? What's your purpose? What's your process? You got to think about that. Design that. What will it look like? What will it
Yeah.
feel like? And to spend time in that space to come up, to dream, to visioneer, to come up with what that look and that brand will be. And then the next step is create a magnet. I call it the magnet. How will you gain the attention of your potential customer? Think about that. Where do we need to be? Like what do I need to? And I use the word magnet because magnet draws things in. So what
Correct.
will you do to draw in your customers? Hey, we're in a time where it's noisy right now, especially because of COVID. Everyone now is going online, and so there's a lot of stuff going on there. So what will you do to draw your customers to you? And you said it earlier, you got to be authentic. You got to find your authentic self as an individual, but also as a company. And then you need to learn how to tell that story. Like, how will you talk about yourself and talk about your brand? So that's the magnetism part. Then I know time isn't on our hands, so I'll just go through this quickly. The next one in
Yeah.
engagement. Now, a lot of people right now, I understand the name of the game, pay for ads, you pay for clicks. It's on Facebook, you pay. I get it. And that's part of it. But you got to think beyond that. I don't see results as how many likes I have. I see results of how many genuine engagement I'm having. Is people
Correct.
actually engaging my company? Are they coming and talking to us? Are they buying our service? Are they loving our service? So engagement is such a key part right now in the industry, right? And then enrollment, right? So we're talking about the steps. The next step will be enrollment. How do you get people to buy on, to take action? Hey, I want to buy that, and you need, in one of the things we do in our field with the website, we create like a funnel, a landing funnel. You go to a one pager where it leads you down to a point of making that one decision: buy,
Yeah.
click, right? And that's where we lead into the purchase. The next step, enroll, then they purchase, and then reputation, the experience. What kind of experience are you giving people? Our company, Task Police, we've been talking a lot about this. And then in COVID, we realized that, hey, we need to do better in our customer service area. We need to be better in how we communicate with our clients. So we started to build systems in place on a monthly basis to check up with our clients. How can we help you this month? How can we serve you? Is there anything we can do for you? Even for our website, we do hosting. We decided to give all our clients free hours of updates and support for the month. So they can call and say, hey, I need to get this and this and this done. And we're like, okay, we create a system around that, right? So how are we serving? How are we treating our customers and creating an experience for them? You want to be thinking about that when you're thinking about marketing. And then the next step after preparation is sharing. Delight your customers. You wow your customers. A friend of mine said, what's that wow effect? How are you wowing your customers so that they want to talk about it? My sister-in-law, she does bread, Anna bread, and she decided to bake a basket and then fill up the basket with different treats and bread, wrap it up like a gift, and she gave it to. There was a couple women who really helped her, made open some doors for her and really did some great stuff for her. So to thank them, she did that. She literally baked a basket and then fill up that basket with breads and then wrap it nice and deliver it. The lady was so wow that she took picture of it, all angles of it, and she's posting it on Facebook. I said, look at what Anna gave to me and did for me. So there was that wow effect. Sometimes you do your job and you don't go the extra mile and you don't wow the people. The wow is what they will talk about, right? The wow. So that you want to factor that in, and you can plan for that. Like, what will be our wow in our marketing, right? Retention. How will you communicate with your customers and keep them to coming back? And then recognition. Thank people to show appreciation and build a relationship. Make sure that you're being grateful in the process. Everyone's helping you. And finally, recovery. There will be challenges.
Yes.
There will be challenges in the process. It will not be perfect. It will not go as smooth as you want. So you need to plan. How will we recover from the challenge? How will we learn? And then when you reach to the end of that, start the process over again. And it's a cycle. So marketing is a cycle. It's not a one-off that you sit down and
Mm-hmm.
create this strategy and
Mm-hmm.
it's done. You gotta go. When you reach the end of that process, you're okay. Do we need to redesign something? Do we need to revisit our brand? Do we need to look at how we're communicating? Are we still wowing our content our customers, or are they have now kind of grown accustomed to it, so they're no longer wowed? Wow, what will we shift? What will we change to keep that wow effect? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so all of those are things that you need to be thinking about, planning for. Some of it will happen accidental. I'll be honest with you. Some of it
Yes.
for us just happened as we were going. We were just doing the company, growing the company, serving our clients, and then a client will come, man, that was amazing. I'm like, okay, what did we do? What did we do? And it's like, that wowed them. Okay, we took note of that, we learned from it, and then we make sure that we build it into our system. So some of it will happen maybe through a staff. Maybe one of your staff might do something like I have a staff, Miss Gillett, and my assistant, she's amazing. And she would come and after, like for instance, in a session like this, she would go and type up a personal thank you message and email it to the person. Hey, thank you so much for having Mervin on your show.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never asked her to do that. She's taking initiative to do that. But then we would get feedback. Man, I need a Miss Gillett. Like I've had several of my guests tell me, I need a Miss Gillett to help me because she's just a wow. She just helped. So it's recognizing that and say, okay, that is something we never necessarily planned for, but it's obvious, it's evident that it's causing an effect. So we celebrate that. I affirm her, and we say, hey, let's keep doing that. And so even look at, as a business owner, look to your
Mm-hmm.
staff, look to your team, and say, hey, what are they doing that's wowing the customer as well, and celebrate it within the company. Because when you celebrate something, it affirms and it becomes a part of the culture that you're creating within your organization. So again, we're talking about branding, we're talking about marketing, and I'm standing on the foundation of that definition that marketing is everything you do to grow your business. So it's really the life of your business, right? And I think
Yes.
I think entrepreneurs, business owners, we need to stop think about marketing as a tactic that we're doing. We need to start think about marketing as the life of our company, as the when I wake up, when I walk into the office, when I'm talking to someone, everything that we're doing to
Mm-hmm.
grow the business, that is marketing, right?
And you made some wonderful tips there. You present some wonderful tips, I must say. And what I would say is that in terms of your ideal customer profile, some people feel that if you don't have a great ideal customer, you will have to take that person and refer them to somebody else. But
Yes.
you have to make that person your ideal customer by providing value, because no customer can be your ideal customer unless you fit them in to
Mm.
be your ideal customer by providing the necessary value. And when I say providing value, that is by you wowing the customer, asking the customer the right answers, or I should say the best answers to get the best response. Because
Yeah.
what questions you ask is basically the response that you will get. So if you ask a shipping question, and it does have shipping questions, because I being a sales professional, if I go to a prospect and I ask a prospect a certain question and they watch me like that is a shipping question, because the reaction that I got from the prospect, he enrolled in his mind that is not a relevant question that I ask for, the product or service that I may be providing. So it's back to the wowing, right? Wowing a customer is something that individuals have to understand that is most imperative. Customer service in the Caribbean is not as good as first world
It's
countries, because
horrendous. Let's be real. It's horrendous. Let's
correct,
be honest. Let's call it for
correct.
what it is.
Because when I went like abroad to Florida, and even if you go into let's say a gas station in the quick shop, the customer service, the compliments that you are getting is like, I just feel that I have to come back to buy something
Yeah.
because of the compliments and because of the service that I got. I just have to come back and buy something, because it's like you want to reciprocate that compliment that cashier or sales representative provided to you. And in the Caribbean, we have to be proactive. We have to understand that, here what, you reach our customer, maybe reach out to you and you're in connect. Per se, you ask the right questions, they didn't get the right response, whatever the case is. after, as you said, with in terms of your assistant, you can reach out to this
Yeah.
customer and say, well, all right, I realized that we did not click, but I was just glad for the opportunity to be able to present to you. But in the future, I hope that things can change. And if you do that for each customer, whether it be a customer that you had success with or a customer that you failed with, once you have that and you bring that to them, it's like it's a difference because you have to do things out of the box. When you think out of the box, these are things that people in the Caribbean do not experience. They do not experience great compliments. They do not experience, thank you and these sorts of things. So when you present these things differently to them, if it is that they do not want to do business with you, they will maybe feel eventually to do business with you just by these simple compliments and these simple things that you may say.
Yeah, I love
And
that. Yeah. Now, what I wanted, if I could put a pencil point there, and I want to draw it out before we miss the opportunity to say it. But one of the things I want to say to anyone who's watching and you're thinking marketing and growing your company, you need to get out of your space. You can't. You need to travel. You need to see the world because I think one of the biggest growth I've seen is my ability. I've traveled a lot. I've traveled a lot all over the world, and you start to see things. I look at how people treat each other. I look at how they respond to me, and all of that gives you ideas, and it gives you training in how to be
yes,
better with customer service. We actually just finished. We're doing. It's not finished, but we're doing a customer training training with our staff, and we got an expert from the US to train us because I know they're good at what they do. I won't get our customer trainings personnel necessarily from my space because I don't know anyone in my space that's doing it well in that
yes,
sense. So I've looked outside to say, okay, who's doing this and who's doing it well, and what can we learn from them? And I brought someone in from North Carolina, and they're training my staff, and it's been amazing. Does the training have caused us to really stop and reevaluate our operation and building customer service into the lifeline of the company because that is the wow effect. The customer service is a big part of that wow effect, right? So I'm actually running out of time a little bit here on my end, but I
yeah,
just wanted to kind of leave that as my final thoughts there. That it's important to be willing to look outside of your space to find what you need to grow your company, to grow yourself. Because my working on yourself is working on your business. Working on your business is working on yourself, right? And so it's a simultaneous growth that's happening, right? And so it goes back to what you said earlier. Your brand. How do you carry yourself? So how you
yeah.
carry yourself directly reflects on how you carry your business as well.
And one thing I would like to say before we close is that you know why these first world countries have great customer service is because they are very passionate. When you watch their music, in terms of their musicians, their artists, they are so passionate about them. Nobody from another country could come and bat up their artists. They have that
They
passion,
love it.
that hustler mentality. Because
Mhm.
in the US, let's be real, most people don't work one job, they work maybe two or three jobs. So
Yeah.
they always on the go, they always focus. So they have to go the extreme in order to survive. As a friend of mine said that in the US, if you don't hustle, you do not reach anyway. So in the Caribbean, we more laid back because most people
Mm.
have maybe one job and a small side hustle, but we're not that passionate. And that is the problem that
I
I
love
would
that.
say we have in the Caribbean. If we become more passionate, or if we train our mind that here what, every month, I have to pay two mortgage and say now one, that mentality, and we keep that in our minds, things will be great because we will push ourselves
Push
more
ourselves.
to the extreme.
Yeah. Man, thank you so much, Antonio, for this
Welcome.
opportunity. It's such a pleasure. If anyone wants to learn more about me and what I'm doing, you can actually look up my business, Taskbelize. It's www.tasbelize, taskbelize.com. Or you can also go to my personal website, Mervin Budram, MERVIN Budram.com, and look up, check out what I'm doing. Again, my heart, my passion is to inspire, motivate, and transform lives. So if you want to talk more with me, get to know more about what I'm doing, reach out, and I'd love to connect with you.
All right, great. You have
All
a
right.
pleasant one.
Same to you, man. Take care.
All right.